Hello dear children. So once again I am here with the new video of biology and we'll be learning respiration in plants, that is chapter 7 of class 9. Okay, so this is the biology chapter class 9, respiration in plants, and this is video part 1. So we'll be learning this chapter into few parts. Okay, so here we go. See children, so before beginning the chapter, we'll just we'll keep in mind that what according to the syllabus, since we are following every chapter, we are following the syllabus. So let's just have a look at the syllabus, that what is the syllabus prescribing. Okay, so according to your syllabus, we'll be learning respiration in plants and the outline of the process, the gaseous exchange, then also the brief outline of the process, mentioning the terms glycolysis, Krebs cycle and their significance. A reference to be made to aerobic and anaerobic respiration with chemical equations in each case, and also the experiments on gaseous exchange and on heat production. Now let me tell you children, since this is video part 1, maybe in the next video, next part, we'll be discussing about the experiments. So those experiments generally we in practical classes we mention, we just put those experiments and all we discuss in the practical classes. Okay, so let's move. Now first of all, the most important thing is that we have to understand the topic, what is respiration. Many students, they get confused when they are asked that what do you mean by respiration or what is respiration. We got many answers like this. No, often children, they explain that respiration, the process of breathing, we breathe in oxygen and we give out carbon dioxide. So this is, children, that is a part of respiration, but actually respiration is a process actually. Okay, so here we'll learn that what is respiration. Now we know that we all are multi-celled organisms, right? Our body is composed of variety of cells, okay? Millions and millions of cells. All living cells in a plant. We know that here, since we are learning about the plants, respiration, so let's take the plants here. All living cells in a plant as well as those in animals. Okay, similarly in both the living organisms, plants as well as animals, they require energy for various activities of the body. Okay, then for example, building up of proteins from amino acids, making starch from glucose, absorbing minerals from the soil, or laying down cell walls by plant cells. These are all such activities that require energy. Lot of energy is used in all these activities. Okay, so children, this energy is made available by the breakdown of glucose. Now what is glucose? It is a compound here. Okay, so that glucose, it's a simple carbohydrate which is broken down into several steps. Okay, so that glucose is utilized and they are broken down and then they are represented as respiration. Okay, then the process comes respiration. Okay, so here we can see that the chemical breakdown of glucose occurs by utilizing oxygen and is represented by the following overall reactions. So this is the reaction of respiration. The chemical reaction is being represented here, that C6H12O6, which is the glucose, when it utilizes oxygen in the presence of enzyme, it uses the enzymes, they are involved in this, gives out carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy. Okay, so what is that energy? The energy being liberated, this energy is utilized by the body cells, maybe the plants or maybe the animals. Okay, so this is what the process of respiration. So these are the products which are formed during the respiration. Now, as you know what is respiration, children, respiration, once again I am telling you, it is a process in which the glucose is broken down to give out energy. Okay, it may utilize oxygen, it may not utilize oxygen sometimes. Okay, so on that basis the respiration is further divided into two kinds. What are the two kinds of respiration? Aerobic and anaerobic. Aerobic, just focus on this part. What is aerobic? Aerobic, air is involved, oxygen is involved, okay? Normally, free oxygen is used in respiration and there is complete oxidation of glucose. Means glucose combines oxygen completely, okay, with the formation of carbon dioxide and water as end products. This is clearly represented by the following chemical equation. However, there are numerous steps in entire process. Each process takes place in several steps. Okay, so many processes. It goes on slowly, this process goes on. Okay, so the reaction here, it is, once again I am telling you, the glucose oxidizes in the presence of enzymes and then gives out carbon dioxide, water vapor and 38 ATP. Okay, ATP. ATP is actually the form of energy which is also in the form of heat. Now let me tell you the definition of ATP. What is it? एडिनोसिन ट्राइफॉस्फेट. जब ये एनर्जी बनता है हमारे बॉडी में या प्लांट्स में किसी में भी, तो वो एनर्जी फॉर्म जो है करेंसी है in the form of ATP, adenosine triphosphate. Now next category is anaerobic respiration. Anaerobic respiration, like aerobic respiration, something else was being done. Okay, here anaerobic respiration, sometimes certain parts of the plants including fruits and seeds may temporarily respire even in the absence of glucose. As I already told, they may use oxygen, they may not use oxygen. Okay, so temporarily, for time being, when they respire in the absence of oxygen, then it is said to be as anaerobic respiration. In this type of respiration, the glucose molecule is incompletely broken down, whereas in the previous one the glucose molecule was completely broken down. Okay, and here the breakdown of glucose is taking place incompletely. So incomplete breakdown of glucose gives ethanol and carbon dioxide with the release of a small quantity of energy. This chemical reaction can be represented in the following manner. You can see here, say 6H12O6. Here it is not oxidizing, isn't it? It is not utilizing oxygen. So that glucose is incompletely being broken down and it gives the product like ethyl alcohol or ethanol. So what is the formula here? C2H5 and OH. Then it gives carbon dioxide and little amount of energy, whereas in the previous form we saw that large amount of energy is released. Okay, so these are the two kinds of respiration. Now let's in little more we learn about the ATP. Let me tell you, okay, these terms are very important, so you will keep on learning these things in the higher classes also. The energy currency of a cell, ठीक है, ये जो फॉर्म है एनर्जी का, एनर्जी कंपाउंड, दिस इज कॉल्ड ATP. ओके, सो व्हेन एनर्जी इन द फॉर्म ऑफ ATP इज यूज्ड, दिस ATP इज कन्वर्टेड टू ADP. जब एनर्जी बनता है तो फिर ये ATP के फॉर्म में ये स्टोर होता है, लेकिन जब हमें यूज़ करना होता है तो इट इज़ कन्वर्टेड टू ADP, दैट इज़ एडिनोसिन डाइफॉस्फेट. वो ट्राई था, ये डाई है. ओके, डाइफॉस्फेट. एंड अगेन व्हेन मोर एनर्जी इज अवेलेबल बाय फर्दर ब्रेक डाउन ऑफ ग्लूकोज, द ADP इज रिकन्वर्टेड टू ATP. समझ में आ रहा है? ATP बना. ओके, जब यूज़ होना होता है तो ये कन्वर्ट होता है ADP में. फिर जब ज़्यादा एनर्जी कंपाउंड्स और बनने लगते हैं तो वापस इट इज़ रिकन्वर्टेड टू ATP एंड सो इट गोज़ ऑन एंड ऑन. So 1 mole of glucose on complete oxidation yields 38 molecules of ATP. You can see here the breakdown of food is taking place here in respiration. Okay, so it gives out carbon dioxide, it gives out water vapor, it also gives out energy which is also in the form of heat. Okay, so this is what the energy currency of a cell. Now, since you understood what is aerobic and what is anaerobic respiration, so let's little bit of differences we should know. What are the main differences between the aerobic and the anaerobic respiration? See here what is displayed. These are the major differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration in plants. See, in aerobic respiration, see, stepwise we'll go. Okay, so you have to just tabulate the differences here. Aerobic respiration, on one side it proceeds in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic respiration proceeds without using oxygen. Oxygen is involved here, whereas oxygen is not involved there. Okay, complete breakdown of glucose, there incomplete breakdown of glucose. Here the end products are carbon dioxide and water, whereas in anaerobic respiration the end products are ethyl alcohol and carbon dioxide. Now once again, energy liberated in large quantity, as I already told, 38 molecules of ATP is produced from 1 mole of glucose, whereas here energy liberated in small quantity, that is 2 ATP, only very little amount of energy is released, okay, from 1 mole of glucose. Now it occurs normally throughout the life, जितने भी living cells हैं, जो respiration है, aerobic respiration है, throughout the life it will take place, whereas anaerobic respiration takes place for a very short period of time, temporarily takes place for short periods, okay. So these are the differences between aerobic and anaerobic respiration in plants. Now, since in the syllabus it was mentioned that you have to just terms, the process mentioning the terms, that is glycolysis and Krebs cycle and their significance. ये आपको terms समझना है कि ये glycolysis क्या है और Krebs cycle क्या है. Let me tell you children, glycolysis it is also a process. It takes place, series of reactions होते हैं, ठीक है. तो ये जो reactions है अगर cytoplasm में हुआ, in the cytoplasm it is taking place when the respiration process is on, that several processes, several steps are involved, no. So series of chemical reactions, series of reactions takes place, extract from the glucose, okay. So that is what glycolysis. So glycolysis, how to define it? It is a series of reactions that extract energy from glucose by splitting it into 2 to 3 carbon molecules called pyruvates. Glycolysis is an ancient metabolic pathway, meaning that it evolved long ago and it is found in the great majority of organisms alive today. In organisms that perform cellular respiration means the respiration taking place in the cells, glycolysis is the first stage of this process. So first stage of this process means where is it taking place? In the cytoplasm, in the form of series of reactions, okay. However, glycolysis doesn't require oxygen, and many anaerobic organisms that do not use oxygen also have this pathway. There are certain organisms throughout their life they respire anaerobically, okay. So this is one form of respiration. Next is Krebs cycle, okay. So this is another form of reaction. Krebs cycle takes place in mitochondria, where the previous one we saw that it is taking place in the cytoplasm. So what is Krebs cycle children? A stage of tissue respiration. वो cellular respiration में था, ये tissue respiration में है. A stage of tissue respiration, a series of biochemical reactions occurring in mitochondria in the presence of oxygen, by which acetate derived from the breakdown of foodstuffs. जब हमारा फूड जब डाइजेशन की ओर जाता है, तो जब फूड का ब्रेकडाउन होता है, तो वो जो ब्रेकडाउन, जो फूड स्टफ्स के ब्रेकडाउन में जो एसिटेट बनता है, ओके, इन द प्रेजेंस ऑफ ऑक्सीजन, बाय विच एसिटेट converts into carbon dioxide and water with the release of energy. It is also called the citric acid cycle or tricarboxylic acid cycle. My dear children, these are optional terms are there. You need not go for deep into it. Okay, just understand what is Krebs cycle, that's it. Okay, and where does it take place? So Krebs cycle, it is earlier it is also called, it is also called as citric acid cycle, since Krebs scientist he only proposed this, okay. So after his name only Krebs cycle was given, okay. So this is what the Krebs cycle. Now the entire plant respires, since in each and every cell this respiration, the process is taking place. So entire plant respires, हर एक cell में respiration होता है, okay. So every part of a plant, such as the leaves, stems, roots, and even the deepest placed cell in any region of the plant, they respire, okay, because this process keeps the cell alive. तो ये process होगा तो energy का the energy will be produced, and that energy will be utilized by the cell to perform various activities. So entire plant respires. Oxygen in plants is obtained from the atmosphere through the 3 inlets. तीन तरह के openings होते हैं, 3 तरह के surfaces होते हैं जहाँ से oxygen is utilized, obtained from the atmosphere. The plant also utilizes oxygen, okay. Since it is unnoticeable, why? Because during the daytime the process of photosynthesis takes place. So far we were knowing that plants, they only take in carbon dioxide and give us oxygen. But at the same time, plants during the process of photosynthesis, they manufacture oxygen by taking carbon dioxide, and maximum part of oxygen is utilized by the plants for their respiration. Okay, so there are three inlets. First is stomata in leaves, second is lenticels in stem, and third is the general surface of the roots. तो stomata कहाँ होता है? Leaves में होते हैं stomata. These are the minute openings, numerous openings found either on the upper surface of the leaves, but in the dicot leaves these are found on the lower surface of the leaves. ठीक है, छोटे छोटे openings होते हैं, ये guard cells होते हैं ना, the bean shaped cells, the guard cells, they surround these openings, so they are called stomata. Numerous pores are there on the surface of the leaves, they are stomata. Lenticels, what are lenticels? These are minute openings which are found on the older stems. And if we compare these lenticels with stomata, lenticels remain open throughout the life, and stomata, they open during the daytime and closes at night in the evening. Okay, so this is what the difference between. So where are they located? They are located on the stems, older stems of trees, and they are small openings. Through this also the gaseous exchange take place. So why these inlets are given here? Because this is the gaseous exchange taking place through the different parts of the plant. Okay, so basically in the plants there are three different regions from where the gaseous exchange is taking place. So from the stomata, okay, then through the lenticels, and the general surface of the roots. Since the roots, they are deeply in the soil, okay, so through the surface of the roots also the diffusion of gases takes place. Okay, so here these are the gases exchange what we had. Okay, so with this we have come to the end of this part. Okay, thank you for watching this video, and please understand the terms, understand the concepts of this chapter. क्या chapter में क्या focus कर रहे हैं हम, किस चीज़ को explain कर रहे हैं. Please go through it, children, my dear children. Please learn it well. Do read the chapter, then only you will be able to relate the terms and all whatever things are explained in the video. Okay, and in case of any confusion or any doubt, you can, of course, you can ask me. Okay, and till then you keep learning and keep exploring. Take a good care of yourself, stay safe and stay healthy. God bless you. Thank you so much.